Hello and welcome back to Sorta Strategy and another episode of Road to Regionals Series 1. Series 1, I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, Nationals has been announced, finally. The last event of the year. For Ireland and probably other countries, their Nationals should be probably the last event of the year for them too. Other than big events like Worlds and then World Championship qualifiers, this is the last event of the year. It should be the biggest one, which would be great. And yeah, I plan on going. So, I'm going to talk about the deck I've picked and so on in a minute. And yeah, I think that's it. It's been a while for me to do this series. I really wanted to do more, but Nationals has only been announced today for me. So, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Other than that, there was no other events coming up because it was the end of the season, do you mean? And then other than that, I've been really busy with college deadlines. It's the end of the year, of course. Training for a fight that I'm going to actually in a few hours. I'm flying away. And then what else is there? I was in the hospital for a week. That was a pain in the ass. That was after the Battle Wasp video. And then some other excuses. Whatever. Next. Moving on. Anyway. Nationals has been announced. 15th of June is when it's on. That gives me 20 days, nearly 3 weeks. Which isn't that much time, seeing as it's only announced today, which is what? The 23rd, I'm pretty sure, of May. So yeah, it's not great, but I'll do what I can. I think I can definitely improve on my last result anyway. It'll be in Dublin, and it should be Ireland's biggest event of the year. I think I've mentioned that already, but yeah, that'll be great. The last chance to get your World Championship qualifier invite, Euros invite. I don't expect to get an invite, but I would like to. And if I did get an invite, I don't know if I'd actually be able to attend Worlds anyway, or not Worlds, Euros anyway. Worlds, imagine. All right. Anyway, moving on. I'm picking infernoids again, so let me explain this. I know I said different deck for every regionals, but there's a few reasons that I've listed here that I want to kind of go over. So, yeah, I know I said it'd be different deck for every regionals, and I would love to do that, but because it's such short notice, I'll go through the points, right? I know them. I know infernoids. They only announced the regionals 23rd of May, so it's very short notice, okay? It doesn't give me a lot of time to kind of learn, build, and, you know, basically be confident in any other deck. Next point, I did crap in the last regionals with infernoids, and I want to use this last event of the season to do well with them before moving on. Kind of linked to the third point, infernoids are my favorite deck of all time, and I can't do them like this, as in, like, I really want to do well with them before I move on. I've been playing them for years, and then took a break from the game. Came back to the game, as you guys know, and I'm still playing them. So, yeah, I would like to move on eventually, you know, just to try something new, but also I do want to do well with them first. So, yeah, there is that. Next point then, it's the same event. It's the last event of the season, so it makes sense to start the next season with a new deck. I'm only really saying that because it kind of gives me another excuse to kind of use infernoids, I guess. Like, I would use a new deck if I had enough time, but I don't really, to be real. Let's be real. And then, I still believe they can do well. So if I really thought that infernoids were just bad and I couldn't, you know, do well with them, then I wouldn't play them. But I think they can definitely do well. Anyway, goes back to my point. It all goes back to my point that it's the last event of the season, and then there'll be that big kind of downtime between, you know, after this event. So all the way around the run up to Euros, then Euros to Worlds, and then Worlds to like September. So that time will be a lot of learning meta videos, hopefully, from me, and then also choosing a new deck and building it and testing it, because I really, really do want to start the next season knowing every other deck inside out and knowing the meta very well, because like after going to the last regionals, not knowing the meta all too well and stuff, after coming back into the game, it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, I'm going to continue my journey into, you know, coming back into the game, seeing how well I can do. Anyway, lists of things to do. Hugely improve my build. My build last time was just too inconsistent. Like, it's not the worst build I've ever seen, but it's not good enough, and I know that definitely after the last regionals. So I will be making changes, that is for sure. Then learn the meta as much as I can. I have a list of meta decks on the next slide or the slide after, I can't remember, that I want to learn, not in any particular order, but like, some of them I need to learn more than others, and then some of them will be seen more than others as well, so I'll kind of try and balance that and go through that. Maybe I'll make some videos about those decks as I go along. kind of following the journey of that guy who's coming back into the game after years and trying to be competitive with a rogue deck. Anyway, third point, really nailed the side deck. My side deck last time was okay, but there was a lot of like, it was okay, but there was a lot of like normal summons in it. Like I had 2 Lava Golem, 3 Sphere Mode, and then the 3 Denko Sekkas. Not that I'd ever side all those in at once, but that's a lot of like normal summon. I know the strong cards, but still. Yeah, you get the point. Anyway, really nailed the side deck. That would be great. Next slide. So, the meta decks I want to prepare for. This is a lot, I know. And there are other decks that I would love to put on this list. As I always say, I'm a believer that there are so many competitive decks. But I think these are probably the most competitive and or the most prevalent decks. The ones you'll see the most. So starting 1, Salamangreats. Salamangreats, I know the matchup fairly well. I know how to beat them. It is a fairly easy matchup for Infernoids, but I couldn't tell you what every single card effect does off the top of my head. Do you know what I mean? So I could know them better for sure. Orchist, I pretty much know the deck, but only after I got smashed by them in the last regional. So I know that they are gonna, in my opinion, they're one of the most powerful decks right now, and I really want to, you know, fuck them up basically. Okay. Next thing, Pendulum or Endymion. So basically, I feel like I know this deck very well, fairly well at least. I know that Infernoids have a good matchup against them, and other than that, I think like, yeah, I think that this is not the worst. I think that we can definitely beat these for sure. Thunder Dragons, like Orcus, I didn't know them very well going into the last regionals. I will never underestimate them again. I know, not that I underestimate them, but I didn't expect to play against them. I expected to be playing a lot of Salamangreats, Sky Strikers, and Endymion. And I didn't play any Sky Strikers or Salamangreats. But yeah, I played Thunder Dragons, didn't know them well enough. They're really powerful and a pain in the balls. So yeah, I will definitely know them better. Like Orcust and Salamangreats, I kind of know them. I know them, but I couldn't tell you their effects off the top of my head. Number 5, Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers, I know them inside out. Like, and Infernoids have a great matchup against them. I'm not too worried about them, but I will not underestimate them either. So, number 6, True Draco. And other back row decks. I say that just because siding against True Draco and say Altergeist or True Draco and Guru Control, etc., is not too hard. Like, they're all, I mean, not that it's not too hard, but there's a lot of similar cards, basically. Yeah, I'll be... True Draco are actually a really tough matchup for me. Altergeist are a really tough matchup for me. So I would definitely like to do better against them. I don't know. Mostly in the side, I'd say, but obviously we'll have to see. We'll have to work on it. Then the next 3 decks are kind of like, I think outside of the top tier, I think True Draco are pretty much top tier. But the next 3 are very strong. I think underrated. I think I won't see that many of them, but if I do, I would like to be prepared for them. That's basically for the next 3. So Crusadia, I've lost them in the last regionals. They're really good going first because of Guard Dragons and all that. The Red Eyes Metal Dragon. And then also going second, they're Crusadia, so they can OTK. It's pretty tough, to be honest. Then Mech Knights, I think Mech Knight Invoked, whatever you want else you want to play in them, they're actually so good. And I honestly, hint hint, I think I'm going to build these next. Why? First of all, I think they're really good, but also for the whole time I was out of the game, Mech Knights are the only deck I really wish I had because they just look really cool. And also, add bonus, they're competitive too. So yeah, Mech Knights, I really want to be ready for these. There was a few of them at the last regionals, actually, like 3 or 4 out of like 70, which was 70-ish players, so that's actually fairly high enough amount. So yeah, I'll definitely like to be prepared for these. And then Dinosaurs. So, Dinosaurs are... They got Miscellaneousaurus back. People love dinosaurs. Everyone and their mother owns dinosaurs. So yeah, I can assume that I will probably see a couple of these. Will I play against them? Who knows? But would definitely like to be more prepared for them. I know them pretty much inside out, so I'm not too worried about it. And I can banish shit from the graveyard and all that, which helps. But yeah, definitely want to be prepared for them. And I think that is it. That's the end of the slideshow. I'll go back there. Sorry. But yeah, last closing things. This will be a shorter video, hopefully. But yeah, gonna spend the next while fixing my build, then including the side, then actually playing the meta decks. Not playing just against them, but playing them a bit as well to learn their plays, learn their cards, and all that stuff. I'm still short on time, so I would love to do well at this regionals, and I hope I do, but I'm not expecting the world out of it, and the downtime after this nationals over the summer is when I'm going to really learn the meta decks and be really ready for September and top, and I'm going to get to fucking Euros, and I'm going to go to Euros with Rogue. I'm not going to play a meta deck all year, okay? Well, not that I hate meta, but I've said this before. If you haven't seen my other videos, look at them. Anyway, sorry for that. Anyway, like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more on where I go with this and how I do, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.